Hey, what is up? We are going to draft a few teams and then get ready for the games. I still got to go to the store, pick up some meat to grill tonight. I think I'm not sure what I'm going to grill, but probably I think I might smoke chicken actually. I kind of feel like smoking chicken tonight. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we draft some shippers and thanks for coming in. We have best ball and call here. Absolutely love it. Uh, so we're going to start with a cash game double up for anybody who wants to join. Just I'm oh, it already started. Already started. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. We got the boo birds in the house. We have the boo birds in the house. All right, so I am in a queue. One more to start for anybody who wants. I've actually thought about like tonight. I if this is still like very underfilled on the cash game double up, I might make ranks uh and auto draft about 30 or 40 of them. Um, like just getting the projectable people in there, removing people who won't. Once we know if Puka plays or not, that will matter a lot if we were to do the for the cash game double up stuff. And I think that there's some running back value that for like guaranteed points to get to halfway makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this should be a fun slate. I was really hoping they would do a what is it? A hurry up, right? They released a second Primetime Palooza, but it was another Primetime Palooza, not a hurry up. And yeah, I don't know. And this is a cash game double up for anybody who wants to join. Um, they tend to take a little bit to fill. Thought we would start with something kind of mild. And yeah, I do think that I'm going to do some ranks and auto a couple of those to see how I do with the auto situation. Like I'm not going to go crazy with it. But if I would say of the weeks, over half of the weeks, I would have made money if I would have been doing uh the double up stuff. I would have made more money than I would have lost. Like last week, I had Chase Brown RB4 or number 4 overall, right? I would have absolutely smashed that slate if I would have autoed with that as my ranks. Completely fading Devon H. Like it would have completely faded Devon H. Uh, and Saquon, basically. Um, and I would have had like James Cook got crushed, but I had Chase Brown ahead of him, and I would have ended with very little if I'd have went with my straight rankings. So it would have worked out very well. I probably would have put James Cook two or number 4, and then Chase Brown 5, so I didn't end up with like 90% though. All right, so this is a double up. We will be drafting the double ups way different. Just looking for projectable volume. I do think for the double up, like the running backs, I think is where you make the money, right? There's enough projectable volume at the bottom, like Swift, Jaden Blue, should get some volume. Jordan Mason, right? Uh, and then you scroll down even further, Dylan Sampson against Cincinnati, Woody Marks. That's projectable volume you get for free, and the wide receivers seem a lot thinner. So I will probably have on average the wide receivers rated higher the for the cash game double up stuff. Um, and like I also think that Trey McBride may need to be the 102 there. Um, but I'm not sure how I'm going to set that up. I'll probably like it all depends on what happens tonight, right? Like if I end up autoing some of these, we're definitely going to we end up autoing. I don't want like 100% Trey McBride. I do like Colson Loveland and Juwan Johnson. The problem with putting Trey McBride that high will be I will run into a bunch of 2 tight end builds. I think. Can I actually? Oh, I could set my limit. Yeah, I could just set my limit and we'll be fine. And what's up, Bestball, Soul, Hulk, Steven? Thank you all for popping in. Yeah, and today we'll. I know I just used the same thumbnail I had yesterday. I will probably do a couple of the drafters drafts today as well on for the $3.30 splashes for those of you who prefer drafters. I like the drafters ones. I like the fact that you get the extra game. I like the fact that it's a different amount of people. It creates much different teams and a completely different drafting format. So yeah, for the double up specifically, what's up, Alex? How we doing? So for this double up, I will have Nico and Amon-Ra ahead of the 2 Dallas guys. I will end up with an absolute buttload of those 2 players. And I will I don't want to fade Chase Brown, and like I really like Chase Brown's upside this week, but I do think his floor is pretty low. So yeah, like here I'm just going to condense and say the Lions are going to score a bunch of points, and I'm going to kind of approach the double up with the thought that the Detroit Chicago and the main slate, I think the Detroit Chicago game is going to be a very, very high scoring game. Yeah, I have it that way anyway, but I want more combinations in the battle royales, right? And the battle royales is all about combinations, and yes, you want to be overweight and get more combinations at the bottom a little bit with the players you like more, but you don't want 0 for the because I am planning on, this is a double up, so I will be drafting it differently as I was talking about, and I'm probably going to auto a bunch of these if it looks like it's not going to fill, and it looks like it's only 21% filled right now, but there's only 4,000 people, right? But I want to see what happens if I auto like 25 of them tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I will probably wake up and hit the play, like join like 5 of them, hit the plane, join, wait a few minutes, wait like 30 minutes, do another 5, hit the plane, and with that I definitely want to go. Like I'm not even gonna worry about stacking. You don't have to worry about like taking unstacked Dak, which I was talking about yesterday. But like, yeah, I mean, I'm stacking here, but I just have Loveland rated the highest, you know. But yeah, in the day, like in the other formats, I actually prefer Nico and Amon-Ra as well to the 2 Dallas guys. And I will probably have like none of the Dallas guys on this slate, on the DK double or the Deposit Kingdom double up stuff. And then I'll be able, remove Devon Achane from the rankings and all that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and probably just take the old Jackson Dart here. I don't know who is going to be up here in my ranks tomorrow. I don't think it'll be Jackson Dart. If I'm going to auto, I will probably have Jared Goff all the way up there, actually. It'll probably be Goff and Stafford, if Stafford's a good bet. Yeah, it absolutely could. I don't know. The wide receivers are are pretty thin this week overall, I think. Like if Puka isn't like if Seattle wins, Puka is a much better play, right? We all agree to that. The question is for me, really, which one of these guys down here do I like the most? I believe it's Breece Hall. But I'm also scared to put him that high in the ranks for an auto draft. I just, his floor is so low with Brady Cook being a quarterback. All right, so the team for the double up, we have Jackson Dart solo quarterback. We have Gibbs plus Breece Hall. We have Colson Lovell at tight end, and then Amon-Ra and Nico Collins. Now we're gonna answer the questions. It's not who you like, but it's what's on the grill today. I started the stream with that. I don't have anything currently. I'm gonna probably head to the store about an hour and a half before the game start. I'm gonna buy some chicken, and I think about halftime of the first game, I'm gonna start the grill. And I think I'm gonna smoke it. I have like one of the knockoff eggs. It's the Red Komodo grill. It takes right at an hour to like smoke the chicken. Like it cooks it while it smokes it. And it usually takes about an hour to hour and a half, depending on how I do it once it's on the grill. And it usually tastes really good. I use when I smoke the chicken, I go with, there's a Blues Hog Smoky Mountain barbecue sauce that's really good for grilling. I either use that. My go-to is Stubbs Sticky Sweet for a dipping sauce is not as good, but to grill with, it's very good. But the Smoky Mountain Blues Hog is slightly better. It's just twice the price. So I mean, it's whatever. I don't really care. It's $8 a bottle versus $4.50, right? So it's not that big of a deal. I prefer the Blues Hog. I just started using it. Every once in a while, I'll mix in some mango habanero Buffalo Wild Wings sauce with that to get some spice as well. So that's what I do. All right. Anyway, we're going to join a Wildcat, and we got the location error last time. Let's see if a refresh works. And then we will do a Wildcat once it decides to let me try and probably get the location error again. All right, we're joining, and we're going to join in 10 seconds. That music actually sounds a little louder, right, than I thought. Hey, the refresh worked. We're waiting on one. Sometimes the refresh works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I definitely, like, I'll probably do smoke the chicken, and then whenever it's getting close to being done, I'll throw some all beef Polish sausage or smoked sausage on there. They basically taste the same to me whenever I cook them. I used to prefer the Polish sausage. I think I prefer the smoked slightly now. They're basically the same though. Whenever you get, like, I'm a ketchup and hot dog guy, I'm not a Chicago style mustard, like with your hot dogs or brats or whatever. We got Alex at the 105. I got the 106. Good luck to the Lizard King 73. I would not say that. I would not say that. But yeah, everybody that eats my grilling generally likes it. Oh, I didn't notice. You do have your red badge. Is this your first red badge stream, or did you have one the other day? It'd be awesome for it to be a Who Crew stream for the first red badge. I know recently Aaron Sandy got his red badge just recently as well. I think it was a few weeks ago he got his red badge. Yeah, I was so happy. Like it's once you get it, like you really want it, and then as soon as you get it, it's like, all right, I am officially accomplished here, right? I feel good about this. All right, we're gonna pull up Amon Ra here. I remember grinding 10 extra drafts for playoff. I didn't know where I was at. Like, I knew I was within 50 whenever I got mine, because I don't know if there was a way to track it or whatever. But I'd mixed in some dailies and stuff, and I wasn't sure how many I'd done. Like, I was like, I'm probably within 30, 40, 50 right now. And because like the previous year, I just kind of randomly shot darts at some dailies. No idea how many I'd done. I was just playing purely for fun, and that was it, right? Which is absolutely fine. Like, that's absolutely great. To give auto, I mean, that would be like, if they did that, like, I could see something like that being super cool, but then they would have to add like other badges, right? Like you basically use like the DK crown system, but it's badge based for lifetime support instead of year-long support. But then they could also implement like a deterioration of the badge if you don't draft. Like, if you don't draft at all on the site for like 2 months, right? So it would keep incentive, or not through 2. I would say it would have to be like a 9-month period, right? Because if you only do basketball or only do hockey or only do football, you shouldn't get punished, right? So make it a year. Like, if you don't log on for the year, you deteriorate a full level as well. Like, that way it would force people to, you know, like, I don't know, they would do something like that to force a little more usage. But I think if you stopped for a year, you're probably done, right? You're probably just, yeah, I'm done with this. I just can't get any. I can't get Juwan Johnson. He goes every draft I'm in, way before ADP. Got it with Puppies, Wildcats, basically. 2,500 5K red badges would be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, like, people would be upset about that, but like a decay model, like, it can't be aggressive, right? It can't be aggressive. It has to be like, if you completely stop, like, you decay. So you couldn't do 2,000 drafts in one season and then come back 3 seasons later and get the same rake back. You know, like, it just to stop that. Well, they're gonna probably have to stop that at some point, because the way it looks, like, if gambling litigation goes to a point for things to actually happen, like the daily games and stuff will probably stay, and the first thing to go will be like player props, and there are, like, that's a different conversation, but like, at least have been looking a little bit more. It feels like they're giving more attention lately to draft games. I do get all of my bonuses and my props for pick'ems though, and I will end the stream today with a pick'em that is guaranteed to lose, because I've not done well on pick'ems this year. I'm not like completely toast. I've probably lost like 20% ish of what I put in on pick'ems overall. Yeah, I like, if you want to know the gambling litigation stuff, like you just watch LOLs, right? Like I don't know anything about it. Brick is really good at that. He's really into it. I mean, we'll take Colson. I would have taken Colson Loveland there, but so need a running back here. I've been talking up that I need to take some Dylan Sampson. We're gonna pull up Dylan Sampson here, and what do we want? I love JMO, but I don't want the double stack here. I mean, Diggs is still available. We're gonna go with Devo Samuel. No, we're not gonna double scroll. We'll just go with Jacoby. We'll make this a Jacoby Myers team. I need to change that music. I don't know. I can't do it. All right, so the team we got Drake May stacked up with Hunter Henry. Running backs, James Cook and Dylan Sampson. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra and Jacoby. Alex, current red badge Alex, might I say. Jamar Chase, round 1. ETN, Chase Brown. Got the Cincinnati huge score right there. T-Law, Bretton Strange for the tight end, the no wide receiver double stack, which I do think is a smart way to play the Jags, and Jerry Jeudy bring back on the opposite game. Like I like that. That's I'm not there on Jerry Jeudy. I assume Fannin is out, right? Yeah, he's out. So like, and Njoku is out. Like, who is the Cleveland tight end? Blake Whitehurst, huh? Now I'm assuming Blake Whitehurst is 2,500 on DraftKings. I'm not going to recommend to play him, but if somebody was bold enough to play him, like I wouldn't make fun of them. Right, like I'd be like, okay, I understand this. I will absolutely not be doing that. Like I will not be doing that. But like if somebody's like, oh, it's the Bengals tight end, we should take a dart. I wouldn't argue, but I'm not gonna do it. Embarrassing that Diablo has done more NFL drafts the last 2 years than Underdog has done itself. Oh, more 4 NFL drafts. Yeah. Yeah, like Donovan is awesome. Patrick Donovan is the absolute man. I do need to go give him some money at some point, for sure. All right, we're going to do another Wildcat, and we're going to join in 10 seconds. You know what? Let's who wants to? I'm in the mood to listen to one of the songs Jamie made for me. If you want to listen to the Degen or the Stone Age song, just say something in the chat. I feel like listening to one of them during this draft, like, wouldn't be bad. Like, I don't want to overplay them, but I'm kind of in the mood since they're just good songs, just flat good songs. All right, we get the 106 again. Alex at the 105 again. Congratulations to us. Hopefully we can draft massively different teams this time. But yeah, we got a look at that. I mean, just fantastic. Alex has me in a corner over here. Look at him. He shows up to my draft and he puts me in a corner. How dare you, Alex? What did I do to you? All I did was give you props for having a red badge, and you put me in a corner like this. I can't believe you. I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends. Oh, okay. I'm protecting me. Okay. So my knight. You are my knight. Alex here is acting like he is my knight. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, that's he acts like he's the knight, but he's really the villain, right? All right, so here we go. Go forth and leash. Leash. He can't like act. You can't act like a knight and not use your hands to talk, right? Especially if you're gonna talk to your superior, you have to talk with your hands at that point. Like do a little stuff like that. Malish. Yeah, I don't, man. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. All right, give me 1 minute. I probably made a mistake. I started playing a video game the other day, and I've been pretty into it. But next week, I've told myself next week, I am definitely going to start cutting up this song and that other song, using them for videos for the website. I'm gonna start doing my hold on. We're just gonna go ahead and take the 2 running backs here. Or no, we'll avoid the James Cook thing this time. We'll do this. But yeah, so starting next week, I'll be working on things to I'll probably reveal them, but I won't really use them that much until the pre-draft best ball stuff starts, right? I'll probably have I'll actually have an intro video, all that stuff. That's my plan over the next couple of weeks I'll probably jump on, do a live stream here and there. I'm also wanting to whenever I start doing that stuff, it'll allow me to be able to do the videos a lot easier as well. So, and I want to do a video series on how I screwed up best ball in 2025. Is basically, I'm thinking about naming the series if I get to it, and it's all I have the time, I just have to force myself to do it kind of thing. It'll be How to Lose in Best Ball 2025 edition. I think that would be a lighthearted, fun series. Damn, really thought you were more of a genuine pony. No, absolutely not. I like the song. I'm rock and rap is what I am. I like one of my favorite YouTube channels is actually Leo Mariacholio. If you know who he is. It's the only, I don't even really listen to that much music. But I do, my very first concert that I went to myself was System of a Down, Slipknot, Rammstein, American Head Charge, and Deftones. It was an absolute awesome time. And I was absolutely in the middle of the pit. Absolutely right in the middle of it. So we actually get Juwan Johnson back. We haven't seen Juwan Johnson, so I'm going to take him. We're going to build out that game. I actually kind of like, and then we'll play the other one, and then we'll go back to the Ducks. A cool thing Patrick added was redrafting. I seen that. That is super cool. I was using it like I did too, but I didn't try to win. I just like took best player available to build the team at the position. I just took like whatever the ADP was to see how bad drafting strictly by ADP was or how good it was. Yeah, absolutely. Real. So that's what you've been doing is like copying his team and seeing if it could make it. Well, like his team had flaws. Like he hit a good pod. His draft pod that he originally was in was probably pretty unique too to get that team even out, right? Now, I don't know how many points he scored in the regular season, but I'm gonna assume it was around, like it wasn't like in the upper echelon of scoring teams, right? Because I mean, Amon-Ra was really good and Derrick Henry was fine. Like they were both fine picks, but they weren't JT. It wasn't Achan, right? Advanced by less than 10 points. Okay. I hadn't looked that up, so I wasn't sure. We're going to take Tyler Show here. I like Tyler Show versus Atlanta a little bit, but I know he will rush in touchdowns, but I definitely want him with Juwan Johnson. And this Jaden Blue went again. We're gonna take not Woody Marks here. We'll take George Mason here. All right, we got a team is Tyler Shuck to Juwan Johnson with the bring back of Drake London, other wide receiver Nico Collins, and then Travis Etienne and Jordan Mason at running back. But these, something I will say about these songs is they definitely are better for like, not as like background music, but for like an intro song, it'll be fantastic. Or like I'm going to make the 10-second, like I talked about last year, like the 10 to 15 second, hey, I'm going to draft in 10. I'm probably going to make that like 14, 15. And I'll pop up a video. And then at the end of the video, I will join. It'll be like a little clip. And then that way people can try to time it if they want, or intentionally avoid if they want as well. Alex here. Puka at 105. That's where I would be drafting him. I'm not into Jamar Chase this week. I could easily be wrong, but Puka and James Cook, I love it. I would love to get this combination a couple times. Amon-Ra, like this is like my absolute dream start if Seattle wins. And then Drake May, Travion Henderson, and Michael Mayer. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go back to something mild. I just wanted to listen to that for a minute. All right, we got we're back, and let's do one more Wildcat, and then after this one, we will jump over to Drafters, and we'll draft one on Drafters. I will join the Wildcat in 10. The hardest thing about getting Amon Henry. Oh, yeah. Well, you have to. Amon Henry, JSN, Tet Kittle. Oh, right. You probably have to do it from like what, the 7 or 8 hole? I don't think Kittle. I don't know. Let's. Kittle is upgraded to probable, according to Underdog. Status in question, but they moved him to probable. That was 2 days ago. I'm gonna guess that he's good to go. If I were them, like I would probably like. I mean, I would play him if I were them, even if he's not 100%. He's so good. Yeah, so you end up trying to replace Tet or Kittle and the duds. Well, you have to do that, and he had Nico and Diggs as well, right? Or not Nico, Olave and Diggs as well. So you also have to have Olave or Diggs fall an entire round on top of those other two. Which was weird. Like Diggs was falling at that time, and there for a long time, Kittle was a 5th round pick, like a late 4 or 5 turn pick, and every once in a while he would fall down the board, right? And when he drafted his team, that kind of stuff was going on. And I had 14% of him at that point. Yeah, I don't want. I'm going to make sure to do it with Pickens once. Because I usually just click, like if I'm going to click the Dallas guy, I click CD. So I'm going to make sure to get this combination here. We are the only one in here. I don't see anybody else. Maybe I didn't do the countdown right. I don't know. Maybe I got you guys in a pre-flow. That's my bad if that happened. But yeah, like I'm assuming that the redraft, the season thing is did he not have Diggs? Oh, okay. I for some reason I was thinking he had Diggs. Yeah, he had Olave. That's right. He had Olave and then Pollard. It was Olave Pollard. So Pollard's the one who fell, right? Because Pollard went he generally went at the 6-7 turn. But yeah, Olave kind of went where he normally does. That's right. It wasn't Diggs. That's my bad. But then it was Pollard, and I don't remember. Was it then quarterbacks? I think, and then he ended up getting Pretty fall all the way back to him in the next round. So he got Olave and then Pollard and then somebody and then Brock Purdy, I believe. But yeah, you're right. He didn't have Diggs. I had Diggs everywhere. I just assumed Diggs was on everybody's team. I was just pulling Pollard up ahead of Aaron Jones at that point. Pollard ended up going ahead of Aaron Jones, and guess what? They were right. I was wrong. I mean, we're going to get another chance to get this time we're not going to we will go ahead and take down. We will take Juwan Johnson. We will take Dak. And then if Jaden Blue makes it around, we'll take our first share of Jaden Blue. I kind of hope he doesn't. I actually think I just want Tyrone Tracy over Jaden Blue if that comes around. Diggs, I need to start mixing in Jefferson a little bit with 9 playing this week. I kind of don't hate it. I do think that they will absolutely make sure that he gets his 39 yard or his 55 yards, I think it is, for 1,000. Burden actually went higher at the time. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, because, well, Burden, like, I said the same thing about Burden and Igbuka, right? I said that, like, they both went to crowded situations, and I didn't like still taking them in the late 7th, early 8th. And I personally liked them down where everybody was taking Scatterboo. Like, I like Scatterboo over those two. And then, like, Jaden Higgins, like, I know I drafted a lot of, but, like, it was bad process. Like, looking back on the players that didn't really perform that well for the season, most of them was bad process on the picks. And, like, Jaden Higgins was one of those, right? Like, every single player that we drafted that, like Kyle Williams, he was basically just a guy that ended up getting decent capital. He got drafted around Pat Bryant, and then because he was on the Patriots, like we didn't look enough at the talent level of the player, and we looked more at the situation on a lot of players, and in most of those situations it was bad, right? Like with Jaden Higgins. Like, I love Jaden Higgins, and I mean, the Texans basically just misused him all season, in my opinion, because he's proven that he's really good whenever he's got a chance. But, like, if we look at the pre-draft, how much he rose up, like, it was a fail. One of the only ones that rose up that much and was a success, and it's kind of arguable, is RJ Harvey, right? Because RJ Harvey had a really good week 15, he had a good week 16. He ended up having a bunch of touchdowns, so he had a bunch of usable weeks. So he was a solid pick. But that went way up in the ranks. But all those other ones, like Deontay Thornton, like Igbuka, like, absolutely smashed to start and then did nothing, right? So, like, he was a fine pick, but he wasn't something you really needed either. All right, so we're done with that draft. We got Dak Prescott, George Pickens, other wide receivers, Steph Diggs. We got the Tyrone Tracy bringback and James Cook with Juwan Johnson. Actually got him. All right, so we are going to join whenever. I'll wait till somebody fills this last spot on the 330 splash, and then I will do a DraftKings here. All right, we are entering Need 4. And if you're new to Drafters, if you've never seen Drafters, it's full point PPR. You can use promo code WHO for 100% deposit match for up to $100. And these do take a little longer to fill. So also, if you're not familiar with Drafters, it's five players in the draft pod, and it includes the Sunday night game, and it's full PPR. And you have more positions. You start 3 wide receivers, you start 2 running backs, you start a flex, you start a tight end, and you start a quarterback. So it is much, much different in the way that the drafting works over here on Drafters. I like it because it is so much different. GM to T Cage. I see T Cage, and I can't see T Cage and not think of Mortal Kombat. Am I the only one here that sees T Cage and your mind just instantly goes to, like, Johnny Cage? And if it didn't, is it going to now forever? And you're welcome. Just so you're so you, like, I don't know. I just can't see the T Cage and not see that. No offense, right? Like, it's just like pretty funny to me. And maybe it's because of a conversation I had about that game the other night with some buddies that we will not discuss on stream because it was rather interesting. It was not good for YouTube. I will say that. It might have got a little wild. making up our own fatalities and stuff. Toasty. Right? We are waiting on 3 for the 330 splash over on Drafters. I haven't actually looked at the slate yet, but it's who is the night game? The night game is oh yeah, it's the Ravens game. Yeah, the Ravens Steelers. What's up, Kai? Thanks for popping in. Yeah, like, so the things we know, Philadelphia supposedly resting all the starters. Josh Allen is in at the moment. I like the whole Puka thing is really like all the Rams are interesting because McVay has generally rested starters whenever nothing can really happen. So if the Niners win tonight, the Rams are basically locked into the 6th seed, right? So they have nothing to play for, and I don't think that we'll get a full game out of those guys if that happens. So that is one thing. Like Puka to me could be the 101, or yeah, the 101 on drafters in full point PPR. I think Puka is the 101 if the Seahawks win. And if the Seahawks don't win, I think he falls all the way to like the 10th pick. Not that he can't put up 18 points and a half, but with the way he plays, I think the McVay would take we're going to play a couple drives, maybe 2 drives or whatever. Like they've done that before. Kansas City has done that for a while. And it seems to work pretty well. We get the 102. We got Lutz at the 104 and Kai at the 105. I'm super glad that we have enough information that I feel more comfortable drafting right now because I was pretty tired of the playoff best ball. I'm not gonna lie. I know people love it. I was getting tired of it. Like I feel like it's so like what you do is just dependent upon everything else, right? Like where you pick depends on what kind of team you can build generally, and you have 3 or 4 options from every spot, you know, unless you're willing to just completely ignore ADP and like build out a Texans Bears Super Bowl from the beginning and then just take a couple advanced rate pieces and then you ruin everybody else's day. And there's nothing wrong with ruining everybody else's day. Absolutely nothing wrong. We end up taking Jahmyr Gibbs at the 102. Derrick Henry is pretty high here. That's interesting because I feel like what Tomlin's going to do is force them to try to pass the ball since Lamar hasn't been 100%. He's going to force them to like he's going to keep somebody on Lamar, but I don't think he's going to design anything, or I don't think they're going to design anything to like absolutely make sure Lamar doesn't run. I think that they will like kind of spy him, but not respect it as much as usual. And if they're getting beat by Lamar's legs, they will adjust at halftime kind of thing. I think they're going to sell out to did Kai just time out and get auto drafted Tyler Shuck? It feels like yeah, so over here Amon Ra. What's up, Pepper Tony? It feels like that's what happened, and if so, I am sorry. For sure. Oh, got it. GM Loots, how we doing? Is this your first draft? Were you listening, or did we randomly decide to do our first draft together once again? Because that's happened before. First draft of the week, Lutz and I, we sit around and we wait, and our minds meld from worlds apart, and we enter the same draft. I'm going to assume he was listening, but drafted into Bestball, the basketball streets. Think I'm just taking this week off of NFL and haven't been keeping up with it at all. Who's playing? Yeah, Olave is out. Yes. Yeah, Olave is out. So, like, if you take Shuck, taking Juwan Johnson feels pretty necessary in my eyes. Yeah, so back to the grilling. Generally, if I feel like doing chicken, I brine it the night before, but I didn't do that this time. So we'll see. Loveland's way down there. So, but it does taste better whenever you brine it, quite a bit better. All right, so I mean, George Pickens is still here. I'm assuming Mystic didn't take it. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take Pickens down here. And we can get Goff in like the last round. I'll probably take Loveland here, assuming that Supadon doesn't. Yeah, we'll take Loveland there. We'll take Goff. I do use an air fryer. I don't usually do it for meat. I have done the steaks in an air fryer. They're not bad, but I would rather just grill them. And I'm charcoal only as well. And if I'm not gonna grill the like a cast iron pan is perfectly fine as well. Jumped in a few minutes ago, saw you were waiting, took one, and guess on which one it was. Just. Oh, okay. Got it. All right, so Lutz has Trey McBride, Jamar Chase, Nico Genti, and Tyrone Tracy. I like it. I think Tracy is pretty undervalued so far this week. Derrick Henry pulls Shuck up, gets Juwan Johnson. Flowers is probably a pretty good pick this week. Kenneth Gainwell is probably also pretty fun. So what? Like Breece Hall having the Q tag is weird. Travion Henderson is absolutely dumpstered here. He's way down this list. He's all the way down here. It doesn't look like they know about the Jaden Blue thing yet, or they haven't adjusted it into their rankings. So I will like Jonathan Taylor is very hard for me to take. So we'll go ahead and take Blue, and we'll take Goff as well. And then with the last pick, what's up, Thad? How we doing? I'll be curious if another fantasy site pops up in the future. There have been a couple that have popped up. Fast Draft popped up this past year. There was the one There was another one that popped up last year as well. It's I know Overzet was drafting on it, and one of his buddies made it. I have an idea for a fantasy football best ball style game that would be incredibly unique, and I think the most fun version. But I will never let people know what it is unless I'm able to make money off of it. So I just keep that in the back of my mind. I do think that, well, so like I could see Sleeper maybe, but most of these places are using best ball to get people into pick'ems, right? It's because pick'ems are just bad whenever it comes to, like, the reason they give 30, 40, 50% boost is because it's such a bad bet at the base rate that if you're making any bets without boost, like, you're just basically throwing money away. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take Cortland Sutton here. So the team is, we have Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, Amon-Ra, George Pickens, Cortland Sutton, Loveland, and Jaden Blue. We have a double stack there. We have the bring back with Loveland. We have 2 Dallas pieces, and then we have James Cook and Cortland Sutton. And Lutz here, Jacoby Brissett, Genty, Tyrone Tracy, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Luther Burden, Trey McBride, and Tank Bigsby. I don't want people to know, because I do think, like, I don't think people at first would love it, and I think whenever they started drafting it after the first year, it would be like just as popular as the rest of the best ball. And then Kai, Tyler Shuck, Derrick Henry, Jordan Mason, Zay Flowers, Jacoby, Justin Jefferson, Juwan Johnson, and Jalen Warren. I like this. Going heavy into the Sunday night game. Like, I personally don't pull like, I'm not gonna pull up Shuck or whatever. I don't know if that was on purpose. It sounded like it wasn't, but he doesn't get drafted like that often. So unless you're just trying to get unique by pulling your quarterback up, like, you're just avoiding an elite player, an extra elite player. Now, if you wanted the number one quarterback, like, if you wanted to make sure you got T-Law or whatever with Travis Etienne, like, I don't mind it as much. But I think to pull in a quarterback up that high on this slate, like, it's not a Josh Allen, it's not an elite, right? I like him this week to do something. Spent too much time making sure they were playing. Oh, okay. Yeah, like, everybody you have, like, everybody you have is playing fully. Jordan Mason is a good pick as well. All right, we're gonna go back over to Underdog. And what's up, Bayou? Thank you for popping in. We're going back over to Underdog. We're gonna do another Wildcat, and we're gonna join in 10 seconds. Let me just say, the idea isn't, it's adjacent to best ball. It's not necessarily best ball, but it would definitely fit the best ball crowd and what they do. Shuck is, like, if I'm a Saints fan, like, I'm pretty happy with where you're at right now. Like, for the quarterback position, like, everything else bad, right? But as long as they don't try, Alex, get me out of this corner. Alex, what do you? Oh, why you keep putting me in this corner, Alex? What? What? Once again, I got the 106. Once again, Alex is at the 105. And Lutz has the 101. This is This is what I know. It's at least 3 times. It may be 4. It's 3 or 4. I think this is the 4th time in a row. I'm at the 6 and Alex is at the 5. The big Alex Industrial Complex. Yeah, this is pretty wild. I believe it's all 4 underdog drafts we done. I've been at the 6 and Alex was at the 5. No, he didn't join one. One of them, that's right. He didn't join one of them. Yeah, 3 of them. The one you didn't join, I think I drafted at the 5, right? Let me see what that team was. Wildcat, that last team was no, yeah, but either way, somebody can figure it out. If you're just popping in, if you could smash the like, that would be fantastic. I would be drafting so much playoff best ball. Probably start tonight after the games. Excited about drafting again. Yeah, I get it. I'm not like I've done 10 of the $3 play action on DraftKings. If you didn't know, they've launched a second play action on DraftKings at 20 max. I noticed that earlier today. So I may end up drafting some. We're gonna go. Let's go Amon-Ra CD here. I might try to do a 3 wide receiver build. We're gonna see what happens here. If something crazy falls back, we may do 3 wide receiver. Probably not gonna happen. Absolutely. Thank you for watching out, sir. But yeah, like the $3 is like where I'm at. Like I enjoy the drafting of playoff best ball. I just don't love it. Right? Like I much prefer the daily stuff. I've done well with the daily stuff, so best ball style rosters X roto scoring would be a fun format. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually how one of the dynasty leagues I used to run, so we had a dynasty league. It started in it lasted about 8 years, and it was because people started hating each other. Not me, but like other people. And there was just 5 of us, but it was full IDP, roto, all of that. We started we basically started the full roster. We started, you started 5, like there were 5 of us. We started 5 quarterbacks, 8 running backs, 16 wide receivers, and 11 at every defensive position, and 5 tight ends. The roster for 200, like I think we had 220 man rosters or something. We had like over 1,200 players drafted, and it was a dynasty rookie thing. It was a lot. And then like whenever that folded, I took a year or 2 off from doing anything because like I said, it was a lot. But like I was really into IDP back then. And I'm glad that I got away from IDP. I will say that. Like IDP is fun, but to be able to name like I could basically name you the 4th corner on every team at that point. and like I prefer it a lot more now. Like it was almost a job that none of us got paid. Like it was free too. It was just a league for fun. Like we all just enjoyed fantasy football, and we all just created it. But we had ID, like we did roto scoring, and it was best ball. Like we drafted the team. We never set a lineup. At the end of the year, we would tally up all the rosters and give everybody like we helped each other cross check, make sure we got the stats right. And whenever all the stats were submitted, then everyone sent in a roster, and you basically tried to gauge what other people were going to try to win, like which category everybody was going to win. And I think in a 12-man league, that would be the most fun. Like you have a commissioner who obviously you have to trust to not you gotta have to trust him, right? But you like, or you have a commissioner who doesn't play in the league, and then everybody sends them a roster, and then because like we had 12, I think it was, we had 10 categories. So you had touchdowns, receptions, yards, rushing yards, and there was one other that we used. But basically, like some people would completely forego a stat to try to gain another stat. Like if they were last, there's no reason rushing. There's no reason for them to do that. But then everyone knew what all the players were, and part of the game was gauging what other people's rosters were going to be submitted. So you tried to min max everything. It was pretty wild, pretty fun. I wasn't planning on doing Dak here, so we're not going to. We're going to go with Caleb Williams. The plan here was Caleb Williams the whole time. This feels like a Woody Marks team. I'm pretty in on Woody this week, and I know I haven't done. I'm also really in on Breece Hall. I've been taking a lot of Breece Hall. What's up, Fantasy Football Face Off? So our team is Caleb Williams, RJ Harvey, Woody Marks, Amon-Ra, CD, Colston, Loveland. So we got a little game stack there. We went with, I have a bunch of Jared Goff already. So we split it the other way. I don't really have the running backs I love in this one though. Like Harvey's a guy who I like this week, but I don't love. Woody Marks I just think is very, very underdrafted so far this week. And then Alex boxing me in at the 5 hole. Joe Burrow, he got the double stack. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. He did get the Dylan Sampson. Like I like the Dylan Sampson as a throw him in a couple times, and having him opposite of Chase and T. Higgins actually makes a lot of sense. James Cook and Kyle Pitts. Love that team. Then we have Bijan, Juwan, Chuck. I love that. Like that is awesome. Jaden Blue, and then Michael Wilson, Jacoby Myers. Projected points at wide receiver. Have a little game stack there. Jaden Blue against the Commanders. Like if Jaden Blue wasn't against the Commanders, I don't think he'd be drafted in every draft. 100%. Like I think when we flip over the cards, we're gonna have like 75% drafted Jaden Blue. And although I don't want to fade Jaden Blue, I do think that that's too much for a player who basically had his job taken away from him earlier in the year, right? Like, so I don't know. I'm going to take some, but yeah. And I do agree. Like, after doing that league for several years, IDP gets to be too much. And like, also with IDP, if you just do like 3 or 4 people on IDP, you don't really get into decisions that matter that much. Like you have to go deep at IDP to really get like an advantage or anything for IDP. So like that's why I decided to pull out of my IDP leagues. And I used to only want to do IDP, but it's because I spent all the time learning all of it. Like it was an advantage. What's up, Hartman? As long as he doesn't wear a Louis Vuitton uniform, I'll click Jaden Blue. I mean, you just drafted Joe Burrow. Like the man wears fur coats. Like it feels like if you were going to take Jaden Blue on any team, it should have been the Joe Burrow team. All right, we're going to join a Wildcat. We're going to join in 10 seconds. Yeah, I am right. I know I'm right. Waiting on 2. You got to correlate your drafts, Alex. When you take the guy who wears fur coats, you should probably like. The problem is you can't really. Maybe I have to do that. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. We've been in 5 drafts now. Or this is the. Yeah, this is the 4th in a row that Alex has been at the 5 hole and I've been at the 6. And the other member of Who Crew is at the 101. Welcome to this. Welcome today, Dak 488 Lamb, Rick Cruiser. For those of you who do not know, Rick Cruiser, Dak 488 Lamb. So yeah, this is a bit unbelievable. Absolutely. Like I cannot believe this. It actually like, next year in Bestball, I'm gonna have to correlate my Joe Burrow teams with my Caleb Williams teams, right? We have to make sure we get full correlation. And you don't like, who says correlation has to be between teammates? Why can't we get like last name correlation, like T. Higgins, Jaden Higgins? Why can't we do brothers on the same team? You know, stuff like that. Like, let's get both Puka and Samson Nakua. I know Samson's not in the league anymore. I know people were doing that for fun, but like, why stop there? Why not get the 2, like the guy who paints his fingernails and the guy who wears fur coats? That feels like it should be the same guy, right? So the fact that they're different guys, let's merge that and make that into one team. All right, we're going to take James Cook this time and ETN. I've avoided doing it every time. This is what I think I think this is the best thing you can do at the 6 hole if you can get it. I will have a reasonable amount of this. Like I do like ETN quite a bit this week. And yeah, the simulation is breaking down. I don't know what you guys are doing over there on Underdog, but you are not allowing me to have anything in the middle of the board. I started with a cash game, and on the cash game I had the second pick, but I think I've picked at the 6 hole every draft on stream other than the drafters one. After this one, we may end up doing another drafters one. Type in the chat. Do you want to do a drafters or do you want to do an underdog? Like, do you want to do a wildcat? Do you want to do a drafters, or do you want to do a cash game double up? I will do whatever. All of those, I need to do some. And actually, let's see here. I'm looking to see if the DraftKings, if the $3 one maxed. on another screen. It's almost maxed right now. If you would like to do a $3 hurry up or a $3 play action on DraftKings playoff Bestball, we could do that as well. It looks like it's literally almost filled right now. Yeah, the drafters is absolutely going to overlay. Like that's definitely going to happen. Let's take some JMO without Colson Loveland. I have a lot of JMO with Colson Loveland. We'll just go with yeah, like the drafters is absolutely going to overlay, by the way, for those of you who don't know. So it's went up 2,000. I don't know. It may not, because it was 2 days ago. It was at 3,000. So it's went up like 2,500, 1,500, like 1,200, 1,300 a day. And I do think that starting Sunday, people will start autoing it. Like I think people will auto it, and I think that makes it unplayable for me. I've done one. I think that whenever we get to next week, I think that people will see the overlay and people will absolutely hammer it. There may be a little bit of overlay, but I don't think it'll be that big. Nobody is taking I've not seen Jalen Wright taken yet. They play. Who do they even play? New England. Like, yeah, that's probably a pretty good scroll. Is Milton Williams supposed to be playing this week? If Milton Williams is out, it's worth a scroll. If he's not playing, he is supposed to be. First report says he's likely to be activated off injury reserve. If Milton Williams plays, I don't like Jalen Wright. If Milton Williams doesn't play, I think he's a fine scroll. Oh, he just did. Yeah, like oh yeah, let's just build out a different Tyler Shuck, Juwan Johnson team here. So Pepperoni says, assuming it's basically like underdog but different, guessing most guys are way less important. Yeah. It's total points. Underdog, like drafters is total points, so you need points from the first round. Like you need the same amount of points in the first round as you do in the Super Bowl. So you need a fully live team. Like you actually need more points in the first 2 rounds than you do in the Super Bowl generally, right? Because generally you're going to have less pieces available. So you need to nail round 1 to some extent with pieces that will be in the Super Bowl as well. Like you definitely make up ground later, right? Oh, so Ladd didn't, like, Nico was the pick. Nico was the better pick last year. Like Ladd was fine. He didn't make any of the winning lineups, but Nico had 23 points that game that Ladd had 30, but he also had 14 points the next week. So like Nico was a overall better pick because he had more total points in the contest and 2 usable weeks. So like he and with the extra, so like we'll go over that here in a second. I'll go through the teams real quick. We got Tyler Shuck, Juwan Johnson. We got Drake London bring back, Jameson Williams, James Cook, and ETN. Alex, the 5-hole king, Trey McBride, Nico Collins, Pickens, Dak Prescott, Stack. You got the Tracy bring back and Tank Bigsby. Have we seen official word on Saquon being sit? Like, I know they said they're going to rest their starters, most of their starters. I assume that he sits the whole game, or at least all but a couple drives. Dak has Bijan, Drake May. He's got the Jalen Wright bring back, Taysom Hill, Deebo Samuel. I like Debo's a guy I need to mix in. I haven't taken him yet, but I do like him. He's got some incentive stuff that he's been aiming for the last couple weeks. Dallas' secondary is really bad. Yeah, so those are those teams. So we'll share this real quick. When like you start 2 wide receivers, a flex, a running back, and wide receiver. So it's the same starting roster as DraftKings, but it's total points, right? It is full PPR. You don't get bonuses, but yeah, the players like Nico, like we looked through the last couple of days on some of the drafters' top teams, and Nico Collins was on most of them. It was a lot of Jaden Daniels is what it was, because Jaden Daniels was the best. Like, number one, the Super Bowl quarterbacks were both the 1 seeds, right? But Jaden Daniels was also one of the, let's look it up. I believe he was the number 1 or 2 quarterback in the first couple rounds, and he played 3 games, right? So, see, he was number 3, number 1, and then number 3. So he gave you a gigantic floor. He gave you a good floor here for round 1, where there was 16 people. He got 3rd, then he got 1st. Oh yeah, no, it's way more appealing. It's so, like, the drafters playoff stuff is way more appealing to me. And it's why and then like Jaden Daniels here. So I love it compared to the underdog and DraftKings style. Myself, I'll be doing some of the mains. I'll probably get like 10 of them in, something like that. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. Like, I wish they had an intermediate one. I wish it wasn't the $20 one. The mini filled last week before we had full information. I only ended up getting 8 of those in. I kind of wish we had like a $5 mini one, like even a $10 one, like a $10 one, even if it was like I think like a $10 one's kind of where I'm at for the drafters ones. But yeah, I prefer that myself. All right, so nobody commented on what they wanted to draft. So we are trying to get in a bunch of Wildcats today. So we're going to do another Wildcat, and we're going to join in 10. What's up? NFL Network has Sun God out. I mean, if that happens, Jameson Williams is an absolute smash. I don't know why he would be out unless they're worried about something. I'm looking it up right now. I don't see anything either. And Alex, you're welcome to come in and box me in the corner again. It is time to. Oh, we did not get it. Alex did not join, and I don't get boxed in the corner. And Underdog upgraded them to probable, right? And he has no status. I'm gonna assume that they just have something wrong. I'm gonna draft it like it is. If I have to swap a whole bunch of Amon-Ra, we're good. So we got Dak 488 Lamb at the 102. We got the 104. This is the should I take Puka range? I personally think the Niners are going to win tonight. And if the Niners win, I don't like Puka. So this is my ranking at the moment. We will see what happens. I don't want 0 Puka though as well. So, and I wouldn't mind in case I'm wrong. And by me thinking the Niners are going to win tonight, I think it's like a 55-45 that the Niners win. Maybe even more like a 52-48. Like I think like I lean Niners winning. I will absolutely take Jahmyr Gibbs at 4. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for letting me know that was going on. I hadn't seen that. And also thanks to everybody for smashing the like. We currently have more likes than people watching. That is fantastic. This might be my last one. I may head out, go get some food, start prepping the food, so that I can start it in several hours. I haven't ate yet today either, so I do need to grab something like a snack at some point as well. If you guys want me to continue to stream though, like if we get up to 20 likes, I'll do another couple drafts. I seen that I got a couple of likes mentioning that I have more likes than watches, and then it went up even more. That's kind of funny. Jahmyr, I absolutely want this in my portfolio. I think I have one team with that. It's going to be rare to get. Whenever you get the rare combos, even if it's a player you don't like, you take it. Like that's when I want the players I don't like as much, is whenever it creates a more unique combo. And that's something I've done less in Bestball this year than I should have. Like I did it some, and I did talk about it, but like I still leaned in too heavily into the players I liked versus a player who fell in ADP. So that is one thing I did incorrectly this past year. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take Wilson here. Oh, yep. Looks like I gotta keep streaming. Dim the rules. I mean, I made the rules. I'm not about to lie to you guys about it. Dim's the rules. I need to find a little clip of like a little kid saying "Dim's the rules." Maybe I'll make my little nephew say it in a condescending tone and point. Be a little funny clip. I would enjoy it. I'm assuming my sister wouldn't care. I'd obviously ask. That way I could hold myself accountable. Yeah, I think we're just gonna take best player. Like this kind of leans into it could be a Jacoby game. Like Parker Washington has been absolutely lighting it up though. But I haven't taken much Brenton Strange yet. That is the target here, is to take Strange. I also haven't taken any Luther Burden. Let's look at what's going on over here. Both of the people on the right of me have 2 running backs. I will probably push Burden and take the tight end. I can guarantee to get the tight end here, assuming nobody wants to flex a tight end. And then I have a slightly likelier chance to get the not have a game stack for the Indy side or for the Tennessee side, and then just do this. Yeah, and then if hopefully we can get Luther back. If not, could be a Justin Jefferson team. I do like Cortland Sutton this week a little bit as well. I do need to fix in some Debo, but I want to take like Debo a little bit more on the teams that I have a start that I have a few times, like a James Cook ETN or a James Cook Amon-Ra or an Amon-Ra Nico, something like that, or like a George Pick and James Cook kind of team. Those are the ones I want to mix in the unique play. Like I definitely want a like a CD Lamb and a George Pickens with Deebo Samuel team in my portfolio. All right, so we got Trevor Lawrence, running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, wide receivers, Michael Wilson, Luther Burden, Britton Strange, and then at the 2-hole, Trey McBride. Dak has Trey McBride, Amon-Ra, with Jared Goff, bring back DeAndre Swift, and then Chase Brown and Parker Washington. I like it. I like that team quite a bit. We're going to go to drafters now, though. And whenever this fills, I'm going to join. Whenever the 3:30 fills, I'm going to join. And as soon as I join, I'm going to go pee real quick while we're waiting on that to fill. Because it'll probably take a minute. And I will continue to stream, but I do actually have to go. For sure. I mean, I don't have to, but I don't feel like cleaning up no messes today. None. We got apparently nobody wants to draft over here. All right, there we go. I'll be right back. We are back just in time. Loot says, be a real man and buy some diapers. Where's the water? Where's the Mountain Dew bottle when you need it? Absolutely. A little bit of Dumb and Dumber goes a long way. We got the 101. Corey Drellick, I don't know if you're listening, but if you are, thank you for popping in. Fantasy Football Stooge, that is Hartman for those who don't know. Rick 2, I believe, is Rick Cruiser or Dak 488 Lamb, and then Lutz, the diaper man himself. We got I mean, the fact that Bijan's not the 101, like it's just that is insane. We got I almost clicked Jahmyr Gibbs there on accident. Alternate Hartman dog picture. Yep. I should probably change my drafters icon to my symbol. But I love this picture. I love the Carson Steele riding the alligator picture. It's just hilarious. It's absolute gold. So Bijan goes at 1. Puka goes at 103. Yeah. Like it's gonna be hard for me to not want to use that for a while, you know. And like every once in a while I do throw that up for my thumbnail. It's actually for whatever reason it used to default to that as my whenever I forgot to upload a thumbnail, it would default to that picture. I believe it still does that. It's no goose or anything, but like, so what's the story behind the goose, Peppertoni? I believe I recognize that goose from like a meme somewhere. Like am I making that up? It like I remember seeing, I think, that specific goose. Oh, he's a sentient goose. Got it. I mean, that answers a lot of questions. A lot of them. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take Chase Brown and Amon-Ra here. So whenever I first read that, because like I have two screens up and it was like I halfway blocked the chat on my other screen that I use, I thought that read, "I am a science goose." And I was like, what kind of science are you doing on yourself? There's no story. I just like birds. I think geese are hilarious and misunderstood. Okay. So when my buddy bought his house, he bought like 100 acres, and they had a duck that lived on the land, and the duck acted more like a dog than a duck. It was just a duck. But he definitely acted like a dog. Like he'd run up to you like a dog would. Like it didn't care. It played with all the dogs. Like they had a bunch of dogs. It played with it. They named it Howard the Duck, for those of you who know what Howard the Duck is. Like obviously it was outside, and yeah, they stink, but like ducks are awesome and hilarious. Yeah, you definitely have the same style of humor that I have. For sure. We got so we have Bijan, we have Chase Brown. Oh, I didn't realize that Lutz is now the world's biggest Jackson Dart fan. It's okay. You're among friends, Lutz. You can admit it. Say it out loud. Say the words, "I love Jackson Dart." It's not that hard. You can just say it. It'll be fine. Like, we're here for you. We all had to go through a process of understanding Jackson Dart is a great, great player. Go ahead and say it. Jackson Dart is my hero. You're welcome. I mean, at least on drafters, you can just swap him out, right? Like that is a very beneficial thing. And as I was talking last time with Peppertoni's, like that's absolutely genius. Like if you don't know what you want, or you're planning on doing multiple scrolls, like if there's a running back you really, really like as a scroll in this format, if you just take, like, here, if I'd have just taken Jonathan Taylor, who I want none of, like that number one keeps his ADP higher for the auto drafters. But number two, it protects who you're, like, if you're wanting to take a whole bunch of Jalen Wright, it makes it to where other people don't see that somebody is taking that player, and it might not pop into their head to take that player, right? So, and once you take the Jonathan Taylor, nobody else in the pod can swap to the Jonathan Taylor. So you force the other players to not have the higher ADP picks, right? Or in it's a pod without that player. So, like, swapping out of a player, like, it protects you and it hurts the other people in your pod. I don't necessarily think that hurting other people in the pod matters, because, like, you're trying to get first. Like, you don't win money unless you get to first or second, right? So to me, that part of it doesn't matter near as much. We're gonna go with Jermaine and Diggs, but protecting the players that you want to scroll for does matter a little bit. If, like, especially, like, if you've done a bunch of them and you've had success, maybe people have noticed, maybe people are looking at what you're doing. Like for me, if I'm like not streaming and I wanted to avoid it, I don't care. I'm going to be honest about what I do. But it also, like especially players like Puka this week. Like, I like Puka a lot if they have something to play for. But and on drafters, if you get scared of it, you can just swap out a Puka, right? Like, taking him there, yes, it hurts, but you do have the option to swap out if it comes out that they're going to only play the starters for the first half, right? So it is something that I do like a lot about drafters. I should probably play more of the weekly stuff on drafters than I do, to be honest. I do think that there's a major, like, it is very, very top heavy, but I do think that there are some advantages you can make over here. All right, so probably did Debo go? I haven't taken Jefferson yet. I think we're just going to take Jefferson on this team. And also, since you're drafting more players, like, you don't have, and there's only 3,300 people in the contest, and you draft more players, there's basically zero reason to draft to be different on this contest. There's just not enough players, and you have more options to get different at, right? So drafting specifically to be unique on drafters is something I think people do, but I do think it's essentially bad to do it. All right, so my team, we have Drake May, Bijan Robinson, Chase Brown, Amon-Ra, Steph Diggs, Jefferson, Juwan Johnson, and Tyrone Tracy. And I do think that, like, on drafters specifically, like, auto drafting is fine. Like, it does, especially if you just nuke all the quarterbacks and you just, like, maybe like the week's Josh Allen is a stud. You put him at like round 4 or 5 value, and if you get an extreme fall, you get him. But then, like, afterwards, if you're going to auto draft 20 teams, if you do like 40-50, you probably don't have the time to go in and look. But you could go in, and with only 5 quarterbacks being drafted every week, it'll essentially, like, you can go in and build something and take a quarterback that makes sense for that team afterwards. So Hartman has Dak Prescott, James Cook, Ashton Genty, Puka, Pickens, Burden, Travis Kelce, and Jonathan Taylor. I'm having a hard time getting to Genty and Taylor. Taylor's especially with Riley Leonard playing. Genty, I definitely need to start taking a little bit of. I do think that I think the Chiefs lose, to be honest with you. Rick has Lamar, Derrick Henry, ETN, Michael Wilson, Zay Flowers, Sutton, Loveland, Kenneth Gainwell. I like Gainwell a lot on this. He's definitely going to play. Where did Jaylen Warren go? Did Jaylen Warren go undrafted? I guess it's not going to show me. Yeah, he went undrafted. Yeah, JT like goes undrafted some on Underdog as well. Lutz, America's #1 Jackson Dart fan. Jackson Dart at pick 16. Running back Jordan Mason, DeAndre Swift, and a flex Travion Henderson. Wide receiver Nico Collins, JMO, Darius Slayton. He actually leaned into it. Question is, I thought that he would just draft as if he was going to swap out, but he actually drafted this as a stack, which he could swap out the whole stack. That's not a big deal, right? But then Trey McBride as well. I like the team. Could you imagine if he swaps out a Dart and then we get there and he gets like third place? Could have been first if he would have kept Dart in there. That would be some wild stuff. All right, we're going back to Underdog. We're going to do a Wildcat, and we're going to join in 10 seconds. Yeah, and like it being a full... Brees is out now? When did that happen? Well, I have a little bit of Brees Hall, so I'm definitely going to have to change that for sure. I like the Brees Hall matchup. We got the 104. Lutz has the 103. Good luck, sir. Yeah, I don't really search for info while I'm streaming, so I'm glad you said something. Yep. Sleeper just said Brees Hall is out tomorrow in the finale. All right, let's look. Yeah, see, I've taken him a bunch. I like Brees Hall this week. I liked him quite a bit. So I definitely need to take no more Brees Hall. Kene Nwanyu, come on down. Drake May 101. Are you guys ready for a ride? I think we're about to have a ride, guys. Yeah, like I don't know what I will swap him to. I do like Woody Marks this week. I like Jordan Mason. I could just like not take any of one of the players down here. Like, so best case scenario is Kyron Williams like has a reason to play and I swap him into Kyron Williams because I haven't been taking any Kyron Williams. So if I could get, and I know Kyron has only went in a few of my drafts. So if Seattle wins tonight, I will swap it to Kyron. Yeah, you're not supposed to take the MVP first overall. You're supposed to take, what is it, Capital One finance thing over Josh Allen, right? Is that how that commercial goes? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just do this, and then we'll do this one and one more for the 20 likes, and then I'm definitely gonna head off. Well, T-Law has been going before pick 16 every time. Like, T-Law tends to go before Drake May in these, and I don't get it. I know he's been super, super hot, and their game matters a lot, but like I don't mind like what this guy did, because he's basically saying round 2 flops, right? And he's building out something specific. I'm gonna guess he's building out something specific. All right, so I'm gonna take one of those two if they make it back. If they don't, I'm assuming Lutz will take Pickens there. If he doesn't, we will take him. So no tight ends. I don't want. I think we're just gonna scroll on this one. We're gonna take. We're just gonna take. Yeah, we'll take JMO, and then we'll take Burden, maybe. I'm putting a lot of my eggs into that game. I mean, maybe, right? Like, I assume Patriots may end up, pun not intended, benching everybody at halftime. I want some, like, I basically want to be around 10% Stephon Diggs. I'll probably be like 10 to 15% Drake May, like 7 to 8% Travion. Yeah, well, the Broncos are almost assuredly going to be up, right? We haven't taken Kyle Pitts yet this week. This feels like a Kyle Pitts team. Oh no, it cannot be. I have a tight end. It's absolutely not a Kyle Pitts team. Just so we're aware here. I haven't gotten to a lot of DeAndre Swift this week, so we'll take this chance to pull him up the board. This might just be a naked like Bo Nix team, or actually, we're gonna go with a JJ McCarthy, Jefferson team here. I think that's how we will line this out. Jacoby. No. I'm fine full fading Jacoby. Always. Like, if you look at all of these, like, none of those is he quarterback 1. So, like, Jacoby is awesome for, like, DraftKings. Like, I'm gonna bring it up in the other, because like you're doing points per dollar stuff, right? But like last week, quarterback 14, 24. I know that, but number 4 that week it could have been worthwhile, but then 8, 8, 12, 12. But number 4, still isn't like something you have to have, right? So his chance of being like, he can be usable on a winning lineup, But I don't think like on a not a first place lineup, but like a top 10 lineup, he could definitely be a usable piece. But he's going to be the piece that you needed to have different to win the whole thing. And now on in the cash game street, like for the cash game double up stuff, I'm gonna have Jacoby rated very high because his floor is very high. But for this specific tournament, like I've pretty much faded Jacoby Myers every single week. And I've done well with doing that. Other than the 1 week I had him, like the week I've done the worst is also the week I had the most Jacoby. So, and I do think that it's because he limits your ceiling for the roster. And like JJ McCarthy has had a bigger game than he does. And I think there's something to that. And the Packers are going to rest some people for playoffs, stuff like that. Jefferson wants to get to the 1,000. They want to see what he can do. I'm not into Jacoby this week at all because of those reasons. Not sure if that makes sense to you or not, but that's how I've been playing it the last few weeks. And it's been working pretty well for me. And I like in the salary DFS, I was taking some Jacoby and doing okay with Jacoby. I never got to like first with it, but I was doing okay there. And you can get some lineups that all cash with Jacoby, but to like hit the ceiling outcome, it's really hard when you're capped at 21 fantasy points. All right, our team is quarterback JJ McCarthy, Trey McBride at tight end, running backs ETN and DeAndre Swift, and then JMO and Justin Jefferson at wide receiver with the JJ to JJ stack. 9 to JJ. Lutz has Gibbs, Nico, Pickens, Hendo, Strange, and Stroud. Yeah, I like the I like picking in the first 3 spots this week, or the first 2 spots. It feels like you get one of the best 2 picks on the board, and then you can get 2 of these wide receivers on top of it. It feels very, very strong if that happens. And I like Chase Brown quite a bit as well. All right, we're going to do one more Wildcat. We're going to join in 10 seconds, and then we're going to pop off here. We're going to go do some grocery shopping. We're going to prepare for the games. Actually, after this, we'll do a pick'em. We could do a pick'em as a group if you want. I have all kinds of boosts right now. So we'll do a pick'em, maybe 2. I definitely want to be done within the next 30 minutes, though, for sure. We'll do this. We'll probably, I'd like to be done in 15 minutes. That'll give myself an hour to prepare before the games start. I'm not sure what you think of my thought on the Jacoby stuff, but for me specifically for the underdog draft games and for the drafters draft games, I'm less inclined to take Jacoby Brissett. Alex, what are you doing? You're on the wrong side, Alex. I got the 103. Alex got the 104. The curse has been lifted. Yeah, I know, the curse. The curse was lifted. It only took the entire stream. Just max the Wildcat real quick. Yeah, unlimited information would be fantastic. Who is the first quarterback shut down on Sunday? There's a chance. I'm not going to have a lot of JJ McCarthy, but I will have some. I think the first quarterback shut down is Josh Allen, honestly. Or Matt Stafford. If the Seahawks win, or if the Seahawks lose, I think Stafford sees a drive or 2, and him and Puka don't see the field again. And probably Kyron as well. I think the same could kind of happen with Josh Allen as well. They don't really have, he's going into the game with an injury. I've taken him once or twice, but I don't like the chances of him playing the whole game. If I like the chances of Drake May playing the whole game a lot more, and Trevor Lawrence is pretty much going to play the whole game. I would say Josh Allen is the one that I would think, or Stafford, depending on the outcome of tonight, and then Josh Allen to me would be the two that are most likely to get shut down early. Like I don't see Chicago's not going to do it. I don't see the Lions doing it. Like something I haven't seen Tanner McKee getting drafted either. Yeah, the Bears are playing to secure the 2 seed. They have to win to secure the 2 seed, I believe. Oh yeah, Caleb's shooting for 4K passing yards too. Yeah, we'll do this. Chase Brown's been on a tear, and the Cleveland Browns run defense hasn't been as good recently. And I do think that if they do the whole chip to stop Myles Garrett thing, that's going to leave Chase Brown open on screen passes pretty often, because Chase Brown will be the one chipping. So assuming that the chip is successful and Brown leaks out, he should have room behind him as well. Actually, that's probably pretty good for a pick'em. Chase Brown over on receiving yards. Actually feels like it could be a pretty, or a longest reception kind of thing. Yeah, we'll take Loveland here. I really like the Loveland pick. Like, we get that opposite there. Like I said, I haven't gotten to Debo yet. I think this team actually feels like it could be a Debo situation. But the quarterback, what quarterback do we want? We might just go with a naked Jackson Dart here. Lutz has me inspired. I need more Jackson Dart. Thanks, Lutz. I need more Jackson Dart. So we're going to take Jackson Dart here. You, sir, have inspired me to take way more Jackson Dart. Not really. Like, I do need, like, I want to be about 8%, like 5 to 8% Jackson Dart this week. Every time I take Dart the rest of the weekend, I'm going to think about Lutz. Hey, what's up, Chris? How we doing? Welcome to the live chat. Sorry to tell you we're basically done for the day. Like, I'm going to go over these teams. We're going to create a pick'em. I'm not going to recommend to follow the pick'em. I don't do great at them. I am going to make one, and I'm going to have fun with it. And I am willing to take chat recommendations as well. We're going to do 2. I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do 1 that is what I believe are the best bets. It's going to be 2. 1 that is everybody from the chat pitching in, do something like that. And then 3, I'm going to scale the hell out of a couple picks and go a little crazy with it. All right, so we got Jahmyr Gibbs, Chase Brown, quarterback Jackson Dart. We have the Colston Loveland bring back on Gibbs, Nico Collin, and Deebo Samuel at wide receiver. Alex here, Jamar Chase. He seems to like Jamar Chase this week. I haven't selected him once yet. I'm definitely going to start mixing him in some. I'm going to be very low owned on him. I'm going to be like 5%. If I lose, guess I lose. Jamar Chase, ETN, JMO, Jawan Johnson, DeAndre Swift, and Naked Bo Nix. I haven't done Naked Bo Nix yet this week. I have taken him a bit with Harvey and a bit with Sutton, but I do want to mix in some Naked Bo Nix as well. All right, on to champions. I've already made several bets. I have 2 of those left. What is this? Oh, yeah, my free pick'em. So this right here is my favorite pick'em for the week. Is it? Yeah, I kind of like this one a lot. So Jalen McMillan here, 31.5 receiving yards, and Ricky Pearsall over 43.5. This gives us something to root for today. And when it doesn't hit, we get to see the red X all day into tomorrow. I think I just did this one at random. Oh, I just threw this one together with the snowball boost. That's one of them I have. We're just gonna go and I like Tet McMillan is like my favorite pick right now. I really do like we're gonna do one for today specifically. This line has actually went up. But I do like the over on McMillan today. And then I also like JSN overs. So I like JSN to hit over that. I kind of like his longest as well. But I think that he's going to absolutely cook them. Whenever they played the Niners the first time, I think he had like 100 and what did he have? Let's go look it up together. I think it was like 166 yards. Oh, are you kidding me? I can't spell apparently. I think it was 166 yards. 124 yards. That was in week 1, and their defense is way more hurt. So I really do like that. That is that's what we're gonna do for this one. We're gonna do it with the rescue gimme. And we're just gonna go with I'm going to add Bucky Irving over 1 rushing yard to this. And it's a $10 max. So I'm going to do that for that one. If you want to use one of your other boosts, you can. That one, I like those other 2. I like McMillan over and JSN over today quite a bit. Now, let's build one from the community. We'll do a 40% profit boost. What do people like for the weekend? I like Chase Brown over receiving yards quite a bit. The longest reception also seems to make a lot of sense as well. Which one do you want? Do we want receiving yards or do we want so Nico over on yards. I'm here for that one. Knox, I like the Knox call out. Dawson Knox is not listed apparently. So we're gonna do receiving yards on Chase Brown. RM covers is saying. So Dawson Knox, yeah. Not listed right now, so we can't do that. Other things I kind of like this weekend. Like the thing I'm gonna scale, like there's a couple things I really want to scale. Yeah, they really did. It's because it's because they don't know what's going on either, right? Like, how do we know what's going on? So NFL here, collapse all. So we could do we want to? Oh, so Jefferson's yardage was only at 55 a couple days ago, by the way. So that one's been juiced all the way up. What else do we like? Do we like anything else? Do we like Juwan Johnson over? Juwan Johnson over 58 seems pretty high. Yeah, like I do think that there's a correlation there with the Bucks, right? Like, I do think that would be a smart way to do it. To do like, Egbuka under the 24.5. That's a scary bet because he does get things downfield. I like the Jalen McMillan over, but I'm cool on Diggs reception. Do we want to do the 0.83 or do we want to make it to take it to 6? Which one do you want? Do we want to go to 6 or do we want to go? It's up to you guys. Strange and White. Yeah, 4.5 is safer. We could do that. And then Strange. Do we want yards is good? Yeah, I like that one. And I assume you mean Rashad White? Because 13 rush yards or scrimmage yards? What's his scrimmage? 22? Yeah, I'm fine with this. What is the yardage on Shaheed? 1.5 rush yards. 28 with a 16 longest. I like the longest on Rashid Shaheed there. I mean, he's got 0, 8, but then he's got those big games. And in those games, he had big catches. Cooter pointed out yesterday San Francisco has the second worst. Huh. Maybe let's save the Shaheed longest reception for the scale up pick'em, which is coming next. So I think this is good. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So Nico Collins over, like, we'll go ahead and put that in. It's a $10, 40% profit boost. I'll put it in the chat. You can follow it. It's Nico Collins higher, Chase Brown higher, Steph Diggs higher, 4.5 receptions, Britton Strange over 37.5, and Rashad White total yards. Yeah, that's all good. Like, I like that one. So that's that one. And now we're gonna do a scale up one. I do like Shaheed. He was one of the guys I was looking at to scale up a little bit. We're going to go a little crazier with this one. We're going to go 1 point. We're going to go with longest 24.5. We're going to go back to NFL. We're going to expand all, collapse all. All right, there we go. There was one I really liked. Which one was it? I mean, let's look at what Deebo Samuel's at. That's probably pretty solid as well. Oh, Trey McBride, I believe, was like in the 70s in yards as well. Yeah, see, he's at 68 with a 1.21 for touchdown. I am absolutely taking the 1.21 touchdown there. That multiplier is insane. That is an insane multiplier. The dude's got a touchdown like at least every other week. I mean, by the rhythm, he won't get one this week, but I'm fully in on that. It doesn't matter what San Francisco's doing. I like them to score. There is, what was the other? I think it was what is his longest? McMillan's longest? No. What do you guys like to absolutely scale the hell out of? What do they have Jalen Wright at right now? 63 yards. Whoops. Yeah, he don't have yards attached to him. Let's go with... Oh, Jameson Williams' longest was the one I liked. That was the one I really liked I was talking about. Because I want to scale this one way up. We're going to go 35 yarder. So this right here, it's just a 3 pick 'em. We got a $10 bet on the 40% profit boost, pays out that much. I don't know. What's receiving yards do? So if he hits that long one, we're just gonna take JMO all the way up. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take JMO up to. Has he got 100 yards yet this season? Yeah, he's done it a couple times. We're going to take Jameson Williams up to 100 yards. And Stevenson, longest. I'm not interested in this one. 11.5. I mean, 11.5 actually seems pretty reasonable. I don't want to scale it, though. And this is a scale it bet. So this is what we're going to go with. We're going to go Shaheed longest, 24.5. Trey McBride touchdown, and JMO 100 yards. $10 bet with the 40% profit boost. Pays out 267. That's what we're going to do. Here you go. I put it there. I'm going to put it in my Discord as well. Time for me to head out. Go prep for the day. Good luck to everybody. I will be in the Discord if you guys want to chat about other pick'ems or whatever. Or just chat throughout the game. I sit in the Hangout channel on my Discord. And I'm going to put the Discord server link in the descriptions right now if you want to join. We usually just hang out there during games and talk, and sometimes we do halftime bets. And we've done, like, I would say we win more often than we lose. We're not like breaking the sites or anything, but it's a good time. It's a pretty chill group. Good luck, everybody. I will be back live Monday at some point. I won't be live tomorrow. Good luck in all of your gamblings. Peace.